Hi there, it's Marcus here from 4LIQUOR Software. We've got a new toy to introduce to you. We call it our 4LIQUOR system, and the concept is quite simple. Everybody in a pub or environment has always had the problem of being able to calculate the proper number of tots in a bottle, especially if a bottle is open. Lots of tricks out there. People had rulers, different shape rulers for different times, or for different shaped bottles. The problem is that the bottles change shape often. Furthermore, if you have a bottle like Malibu, for instance, which I'll show you now over here, Malibu is a bottle that is closed. There's no way of telling what's inside other than sort of like guessing the weight. So if you've been in the industry for a long time, yeah, of course you can do all of those type of things, but it's got to be a little bit more scientific and more calculated and more correct than that. There are other systems as well out there. There's some guys that print special labels that as soon as you purchase your goods or your products, you would then go along and put a label on it, and the label will have markings on for how many tots there is in the bottle. One benefit of that is that, of course, that you can then get make sure that the bottles that's in your shop is actually bottles that was purchased by yourself. A much simpler way would obviously be just to put a little marker on it, a stamp on it or something like that, even a special highlighter. In the good old days of Wimpy, they used to have green pens that you used to write on dockets to make sure that customers don't add or subtract or delete items off it. So just maybe mark your bottles as it comes in, and at least you know at any given time the bottles that's in the store comes from your or has been captured on your system, and it's not the barman capturing it or carrying it in the backpacks and things like that. Alright, so the 4LIQUOR system is part of 4POS. It's a separate license for the liquor program to be able to use it after the 10 or 20 trial periods that we're going to give you. But you obviously need 4POS for it as well. In other words, 4POS has got to be your system that's licensed and controlled and does the whole stop. So the concept is quite simple. I'm going to show you on the screen. If the screens are not pretty good, then you'll excuse. I'm going to try and see where you can just see how I can fit in on the screen so you can at least see what I'm doing here. Alright, so what we've done is under the utilities, we've got an option that says 4LIQUOR stock take utility. If you download the latest version, you'll know what I'm talking about. So we'll make the screen a little bit bigger later on so you can see the detail of it. But for now, what you're basically going to be doing, as you can see, I've got a bottle of barrels on the scale at the moment. So it's the system basically consists of 3 items: the software, the small little scale, and the bottle. Now the scale is physically linked to the computer, meaning that the scale will give us the weights through, and then we'll use a calculator to then calculate the weight. Obviously the calculator is built into 4POS. So very simply, I'll go into the stock take utility, I'll put my item on the scale, I'll scan the item, and it will tell me what the weight of the item is. That was pretty quick, so you can see immediately calculate the weight of the bottle. In other words, in this case now 1.07. It will convert that into tots and tell me that in this bottle right now I've got 27.3 tots available. It might be too accurate for what we need, but obviously it's a good thing, not a bad thing. Alright, and that's as simple as it gets for one item. Let's take the next one. I'll take a bottle of Red Hot rum over here. Obviously you can go and create your own products and things like that, or let me rather rephrase. If you live in an area where these products are not sold, in other words you might be in Dubai or whatever else, and you don't have the same barcodes, you're very welcome to give us a list of those items, and we will then be able to add that onto the list as well. Okay? Alright, so I'm taking my Red Hot rum, I'm simply scanning it, and the system then calculates that and says, in my Red Hot I've got 7.47 tots left. Okay, so the process can be very quick. I'm just going to go through a couple of items. Archers, calculated at 7.46 on there. My Spice Gold, you can see it looks pretty full. To me it would look full, but if I scan it out, it calculates it out and it says no, there's only 29.65 tots in there. So somebody's taken half a tot out of here. By the way, it was me. But yeah, and again, coming back to my Malibu, Malibu is a difficult item to do because there's no way I can see it. I'm scanning the item, it calculates out, it says Malibu, I've got 28.76 tots in there. Alright, that's a process. I mean, I've only done a couple of bottles now. Obviously you can do it for your whole bar range. It's also clever enough that if you put in a full bottle and a half bottle, whatever else, it will add it together. and it will then add it together. Let's assume for the moment that I've got red hot rum that I've already done over there. I've got 7.47. If I take the same bottle for now, just for this example, and I scan it again, it will go and add it up, and as you can see maybe on the screen there, it will say that the two bottles together now is 14.95. So even if you have 2 or 3 or multiple bottles open, you just follow the same process and it will automatically add it on. Okay, obviously you'll have a little system where you say the bottles that have been done, it gets placed on the left or whatever the case may be. Very, very simple. Once you've done it with the system, you'll say go show me the differences. It will show me a stock take difference details report, which says that on Absolute I've lost 19 tots, on Marula 17 tots, Artberg, which is a product that we've done somewhere else, 1, Johnny Walker Red 16, Mainstay 32, and that's my stock take done. Very, very simple, very, very accurate. The only other step that needs to be done, if I save and exit it, the system will then store this information for me for updating at a later time. So if I'm finished with my stock take, I've done all the bottles, I can go to stock take adjustments, and you'll see my handheld file, meaning this process that I've done now with the date and time sitting on the screen there. The quantities come up, and all I do is exit. As soon as I click on exit there, it means my stock has been updated with those amounts. Okay. In other words, I can now go back to, let's just take red hot rum here as an example. And if we go to red hot rum and I go and look at my history, it's got my 14.95 tots in there as we calculated earlier. That's the system. Very, very simple, very, very accurate. I think a big plus for 4POS itself to do the proper stock taking properly, rather than you having to use all sorts of other ideas and other systems and trying to interface them and whatever else. 4POS now gives you the facility or the ability to do this within the program. It can obviously be used for any other liquid type of product where we've got weights and stuff included. We just saw a customer the other day that sells perfume. They want to use the same concept for their perfume stores as well, because on their perfume they're always manufacturing and they want to know how accurately it was being processed. Alcohol that they use in the perfume manufacturing, obviously quite expensive. They want to be able to control that. Alright, so for now, that is the 4LIQUOR system. If there's any queries or questions, please post it on our website or email us and let us know on support@4pos.co.za. Thanks for your time. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.